Reeves Immigration Law Group now brings you Immigration Law on Your Side.
Alright, magandang gabi po mga kaibigan and welcome to another Immigration Law on Your Side right here at PHLV Radio. Kuya Yo, nagagaling po sa Las Vegas, Nevada. Medyo lumalamig ng panahon dito sa Las Vegas. May tapos ng summer. Pero sa San Francisco, kasama natin si Attorney Diza ngayon. Sigurado, mas malamig doon. Pero katulad ng dating sinasabi natin, mainit ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon because ang pag-uusapan natin is when can you bring your immigration case to federal court? Alam naman, pagka nakarinig tayo ng korte, kailangan pay attention mga kababayan. And also, we will be having updates regarding DACA. Palagi nating pinag-uusapan itong DACA na ito dito sa Immigration Law on Your Side. Mga kaibigan, if you did not get favorable results with your immigration case, you might be able to seek review in federal court. That's right. Filing a lawsuit in federal court may be incredibly complex, but it opens up several potential options for continuing your immigration case. So ngayon, sa Immigration Law on Your Side, kasama na naman natin partner at Reeves Immigration Law Group, Flomy Javier Diza, to help us understand bringing your immigration case to federal courts. And later on in the show, abangan nyo kasi he's going to give us updates on DACA. Let's bring him in from San Francisco, California. Attorney Diza via Zoom right now on PHLV Radio. Magandang gabi po si Attorney Diza.
Good evening, Kuya Johan, at binabati na rin natin lahat ng mga viewers and listeners ng PHLV Radio. Magandang umaga, magandang hapon o gabi sa inyong lahat. At tama sinabi mo, minit ang ating pag-uusapan ngayon dahil this is a continuation ng ating discussion last time regarding people who were placed in removal proceedings. At kung sila na-deny, ano ang kanilang next option, either appealing it to the courts and or other options na pwede lang gawin. Siya nga pala, Kuya Johan, at you can see from our background, this is my office for the last 5 years. Dito po kami sa 88 Kearny Street ng San Francisco, and we are about to leave this building, this office, and we're moving to another office. Which is still within San Francisco, financial district ng San Francisco. Ang bagong opisina natin, Kuya Johan, ay nasa 425 California Street, kung saan dumadaan yung mga cable cars. Nasa suite 1250 na po kami, and sa next episode siguro natin, Kuya Johan, iba na ang ating background. At the same time, bibigyan din natin ng idea ang ating mga listeners and viewers. Nasusunod na episode po natin ang one of the partners ng Reeves Immigration Law Group, si Attorney Eric Wells from our Pasadena office will be the guest for the Immigration Law on Your Side.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm excited to meet him and ang ating mga tagapakinig. Definitely. So mamimiss natin yung background na yan, Attorney. Next time na makikita namin kayo, you'll be in a different office. Congratulations, and we hope to see you at the other office. Attorney, last episode, we discussed what to do when someone is placed in immigration court. Ngayon, ang tanong nila, dahil sabi nga natin, dadalhin natin sa federal court ang kanilang kaso kung medyo hindi maganda yung resulta. So, the question is immigration court part of the federal court, Attorney?
That's a really good question, Kuya Johan, kasi marami sa atin familiar, ng three branches ng government as we learned from high school probably until we went to college, until we obtain our citizenship. There are three branches of government, that applies here in the U.S. At the same time sa Pilipinas. Ito po ang legislative, consisting ng Congress, executive, ito yung presidente at yung kanyang mga cabinet members, and then also yung judicial branch, di ba? Judicial branch, ang pagkakaalam natin, ito yung mga courts, di ba? May mga sa Pilipinas, merong Metropolitan Trial Courts, Regional Trial Courts, Court of Appeals, and then Supreme Court. Dito ganun din, may mga superior courts, may mga circuit courts, and then may Supreme Court din. Pero, mga kababayan, ang immigration court, right, ay part ng system, part ng executive branch ng federal government. So, kung i-apila natin ang decision, right, ng denial, halimbawa, or removal order po ninyo, tataas po tayo sa immigration, tinatawag na Board of Immigration Appeals, now na located sa Virginia, sa Church Falls in Virginia. Now, ang BIA, Kuya Johan, ay part pa rin ng executive branch, right? Kaya there is a strong what we call recommendation and appeal ng immigration lawyers, at the same time mga immigration judges, that they should have an independent immigration court system. Kasi nga controlled sila, Kuya Johan, ng Department of Justice, ano, or yung ating secretary ng Department of Justice or yung Attorney General. So anyway, ang susunod na tanong ngayon is paano natin lalagay ang inyong case from the executive to the judicial, kasi minsan sasabihin mo sila na ang nag-implement ng batas, sila pang nag-interpret ng batas, di ba? So parang nasaan yung fairness doon at due process. So ngayon ang karamihan sa mga kababayan natin is gusto ko, if I have some other options, paano ko ngayon ay padadala ang aking case o dadalhin ang aking case sa judicial branch ng government.
Wow. Okay. So, transitioning from the executive branch to the judicial branch. Napakagandang natin ito, attorney. Refresher course para sa ating mga kababayan. So, attorney, ano yung mga scenarios by which our kababayans or those who have who wanted to take their case further into the system, when can they bring their case from immigration court to federal court?
Now, mayroong tatlong paraan yan, Kuya Johan, mga levels ng bringing your case sa federal courts. Unang-una yun yung district courts, also known as the trial courts. Pangalawa, ito yung circuit courts. Ito yung first level of appeal. Pag na-deny po kayo ng Board of Immigration Appeals at kayo jurisdiction ng Nevada or California, right, or Arizona, nasa 9th Circuit District po tayo. So, dun mo pa file yung petition for review. Now, yung huli ay yung Supreme Court. Ito yung last level of appeal. Right? So, isa lang ang Supreme Court natin, consisting, may isang Supreme Court for the whole United States. Mayroong 13 circuit courts. Ito yung sasabi natin, yung sa California and Nevada, nasa 9th Circuit. Ang Utah, halimbawa, nasa 10th, yung mga ganon. And then there are about 94 district courts. Now, kung magpa-file kayo ng lawsuit sa federal court, di ba? So, usually sa district court muna ang inyong ipa-file. So, halimbawa, Kuya Johan, right, if you filed a petition dun sa asawa ninyo, right, and it has been, so alam natin na ang may jurisdiction niyan is ang USCIS, right? So, now, usually, meron silang pinopost sa kanilang website, Kuya Johan, ang kanilang processing time. Di ba? So, for example, you are a United States citizen petitioning for your spouse, right? Nakalagay halimbawa sa kanilang website ang processing time bago nila desisyonan or i-approve yung case would be about probably 6 months to 8 months. So, nakalagay doon. Now, if beyond that processing time, di ba, at kayo nag-follow up, wala pa ring update, you even hired an attorney to follow up the case, wala pa rin. You contacted your congressperson, yung senator po ninyo o yung congressman or even your mayor, right, to contact them, and to follow up, and despite that, wala pa rin. And, you have complied with all the requirements, walang action. So, anong resort mo ngayon? Ito, yung pupunta ka sa U.S. District Courts, ito yung part ng federal government where you can file for a lawsuit. Ito yung either request for a declaratory judgment or mandamus. We discussed previously kung ano yung mandamus, right? You are compelling, the government office, which is the USCIS, to adjudicate or to perform their job, right, within a reasonable time. Otherwise, because of the delay, nagkakaroon kayo ng separation with your family members and cause you a lot of stress, depression, right? At yung unification mo sa spouse mo, limbawa, you're planning to build a family, and the clock is ticking, you want to have kids, tapos wala pa ring decision. So you can bring what we call a mandamus before the court, district court, to compel them, to mandate them to decide the case. So maraming ganyan, Kuya Johan, tayo mga cases na tumatagal sa immigration for a variety of reasons. Sasabihin nila that, your case is under investigation, right? Is this really a legitimate relationship? Anak mo ba talaga yan? Right? But even then, we have some cases where USCIS would request for DNAs and DNA tests, and we complied with the examination, and it yielded na 99.9% that you are the parent nung pinipetition, and despite that tumatagal pa rin, right? And there are and we don't know actually the reason. They only, USCIS would only have the what do you call this, the facts of the delay, right, or the reason for the delay. So then, Dondemos would be a good option.
Right, ilang episodes na napag-usapan na natin nito at mangyari po lamang balikan natin kung ano itong mandamus. So attorney, elevating it further will be the US Circuit Courts. Ano naman ang nangyayari dito, attorney? Bakit umabot ka doon sa Circuit Court?
Yes, yung US Circuit Courts na to, Kuya Yon, ito yung first level ng appeal mo sa federal system, right? So pag nag-appeal kayo sa, halimbawa, diniscuss natin yung facing a removal proceedings, and let's say you filed in green card through your spouse, right? And although the petition was approved dahil mag-asawa naman kayo, may mga anak pa kayo, the court denied your case, right, for several reasons. For example, you committed fraud when you entered the US, right? And the judge found out that there's no extreme hardship with the family member mo, right? So dininay ka based on that reason. Or for example, you committed crimes, right? Meron kang several domestic violence or DUIs, and the judge exercised the discretion. Sabihin niya na, within the last 5 years you committed several crimes, right? Although it's not considered inadmissible, it's a basis for the discretion. So pwede na lang i-deny yan. Or for example, you file an asylum and you're claiming that you are being persecuted based on your social group, right? And you didn't establish that there is no well-founded fear, right, when you go back to your home country. So despite those presence ng relief po ninyo, your case was denied, and then in-affirm kayo ng board, sabi natin first level of appeal. Now, the board decision then goes to the circuit courts. Ito yung petition for review to the circuit courts. Ito na yung first level of appeal mo sa federal court. Now, the other questions people would ask us, Kuya Johan, is ano yung chances natin? Diba, pag nasa court ka na, kasi dumaan ka na sa immigration, denied ka. Dumaan ka na sa immigration judge, denied. Then BIA, denied. So, kumbaga, the higher you go up ng level of appeal, Kuya Johan, the harder your case would be. Kasi sasabihin siyempre ng mga justices na, these people from the lower courts have this, observed and studied the facts, you presented your case, and also testified in court, diba? Being cross-examined and direct examination and cross-examined by the government attorney, right? So despite that, na-deny ka. So ano ang chances mo? Well, if you think that there's also grave abuse of discretion ng immigration judge or the Board of Immigration Appeals, pwede mo pa rin mag-file or may change, nagbago ang batas, diba? If the law changed, then you can also request reconsideration or request for a motion to remand the case based on a new law. So yun ang pwede natin gawin pag ang case po ninyo ay na-deny nasa court, na-deny na po kayo ng immigration court at ng Board of Immigration Appeals. Paalalahanan natin mga kababayan natin, Kuya Johan, that hiring an attorney is really important, right? Especially if you think your case is very complicated. Hindi ho basta yan nareremedyohan pag lumapit kayo sa abogado, even you think you have a good case, right? But your case has been denied. It's harder for a new lawyer to evaluate your case and to get a reversal of the decision. But there are situations din naman, Kuya Johan, especially if there's an ineffective assistance of counsel, yung prior counsel nyo that might be able to, file the appeal or file a reconsideration on your case.
That's amazing. Talagang it's incredibly complex, like what we said at the start of the program. Pagka in-elevate ang isang kaso from immigration court all the way to the federal court. Attorney, nabanggit nyo kanina yung isa pang branch or department, yung Supreme Court of the United States. Alam mo, when we say Supreme Court, celebrated cases ang mga napapanood natin dyan sa TV, sa mga balita, sa mga news, no? Paano aabot sa Supreme Court ang iyong kaso? Has there been any kababayan natin, immigration case, umabot hanggang Supreme Court, attorney?
Yeah, that's a really good point, Kuya Johan, kasi Supreme Court is the highest court of the land. In fact, may mga jokes tayo nung nasa law school tayo, no? Pag dumadaan, either babae o lalaki, sabi nila, oh, that's a Supreme Court, or may dumadaan, that's barangay court or regional trial court. I don't know if you heard these jokes, pero ibig sabihin noon, kung nasa barangay court po kayo or sa metropolitan trial court, malakas ang appeal mo, right? Or marami kang appeal. Kasi marami pang level of appeal. Kung Supreme Court na wala ka ng appeal, that's the last resort. But nonetheless, anyway, Kuya Johan, tama yun. Ang Supreme Court, mahirap yan. Plus, very, very expensive. Plus, they might ignore your case lang dahil the Supreme Court, as we mentioned, is the highest judicial system ng American judicial system. In fact, out of the 7,000, almost or more than probably 7 to 10,000 a year, right? There are only around 100, 250 na, na tinatanggap nila and, being considered, right? As we mentioned, siguro those of national significance, or it could set a precedent, no? A standard for future cases, and then also would try to harmonize conflicting decisions in the lower courts. Now, very good example yan, Kuya Johan, yung sa DACA na pag-usapan natin mamaya. Right, let's say yung deferred action for childhood arrivals, a lot of people would, a lot of courts have different decisions, right? They terminate the DACA, they reinstate the DACA, depende kung saang district court po kayo, right? Kung mas conservative yung district nyo like Texas or Florida or other conservative states, di na yung DACA mo, but like more liberal states kagaya ng California or Nevada, where you expect that this would be an approval. Kaya the Supreme Court would need to come in to reconcile kung paano yan. Now, dito sa aming opisina, Kuya Johan, very, very seldom that we bring a case before the U.S. Supreme Court. Either we refile the case, or we try to reopen the case. Now, there are class action that we filed many years ago regarding a Child Status Protection Act, where we made, an impact sa immigration community, where we think that children who age out waiting for their priority date to become available, right, especially for people from the Philippines, yung spouse, yung son or daughter ng married children. As we all know, it takes about 18 to 20 years. Ganun din yung sa sibling petition, mga 20 years yan. So when you file the petition, hindi pa pinapanganak yung anak nung pinipetition ninyo, right? Or toddler pa lang sila, but by the time naging available yung visa, right? Kumbaga nag-age out na sila. So what we did actually brought the case to the Supreme Court on this Child Status Protection Act is the parent who were able to come here, right, would be able to utilize the priority date. But unfortunately, the Supreme Court didn't side with us, although there was a point in time where the circuit courts agreed with us and we were able to bring many children. So, wag yung hintayin mga kababayan na darating ang inyong kaso, right, sa either sa circuit courts or sa ninth circuit courts, but these are options for you, right, in case na you have really a very, very good case.
And in that case, kailangan talagang kumontak sila sa inyo, attorney, dyan sa Reeves Immigration Law Group. And as you said, talagang ilang taonang experience ito sa larangan ng immigration. So mga kababayan, at the start of the program, Attorney Diza mentioned that they will be moving to another office, another physical location sa kanilang San Francisco office. Baka biglang pumunta kayo sa dati nilang opisina. Attorney, before we head over to a break to remind them of your telephone numbers, let's give them your new address again, Attorney Diza, starting next time.
Yes, our new address is located in the Financial District. It's walking distance to Immigration Courts, Asylum Office, and USCIS. It's located at 425 California Street, Suite 1250, San Francisco, California 94104. Now, ang aming telephone numbers remains the same. Yung aming fax number, yung aming social media accounts, yung aming emails remain the same. So please contact us if you have consultations, or if you want to reach us, you can visit us by contacting our office 415-568-3777. Visit our website as well, www.reevesimmigration.com. Ang aming social media, no? It's Reeves Immigration Law Group. Ang aking personal na na Facebook, it's FJ Diza, U.S. Immigration Attorney. We continue to update ang ating mga kababayan regarding U.S. immigration.
All right, and speaking of updates, mga kababayan, we'll head over to a break to remind you of our friends from Reeves Immigration Law Group. But when we come back, napakalaking update mga kaibigan from Attorney Diza regarding DACA. Alam mo naman, ilang taon na nating sinusubaybayan ang mga developments ng DACA, and over the course of this program, Immigration Law on Your Side, we've been through 2 administrations, Attorney? And so, ito ay pabago-bago at maraming mga bagong development. So, abangan mga kaibigan sa pagbabalik po ng Immigration Law on Your Side here at PHLV Radio. Updates with DACA right here on PHLV Radio. Sa pagbabalik po namin, dyan lamang po kayo.
Reeves Immigration Law Group has been representing immigrants for nearly 40 years. Reeves Immigration Law Group has been fighting for its clients through experience and expertise. With immigration lawyers you can access at reasonable fees, even on Saturday. Payment plans are also available. Call us for your immigration solutions. We can do worldwide telephone and Skype consultations. Reeves Immigration Law Group, 1-800-795-8009. Reeves Immigration Law Group has offices in Los Angeles, San Francisco, China, and Philippines. See us at www.rreeves.com. Reeves Immigration Law Group, 1-800-795-8009.
All right, welcome back to Immigration Law on Your Side right here at PHLV Radio. At malapit na naman ng Christmas at medyo malamig na, pero tuloy-tuloy po ang pagbibigay serbisyo publiko ng Reeves Immigration Law Group para sa ating immigration community. Through this program, Immigration Law on Your Side, we're coming on to you Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here at PHLV Radio, based in Las Vegas. Si Attorney Diza po mga kaibigan, nanggagaling po sa San Francisco, California. Balik natin sa screen si Attorney Diza from San Francisco at para mabigyan tayo ng updates regarding DACA. Merong napakalaking announcement regarding DACA. Attorney, ano po ang updates ngayon regarding DACA?
Yes, recently Kuya Johan, ang Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, known as DACA, there's a decision from a federal appeals coming from the 5th Circuit. Ito yung circuit course na pinag-usapan lang natin. Ang 5th Circuit po, Kuya Johan, na nabanggit natin kanina, more conservative state. Ito po yung sa Texas. So nagkaroon sila ng decision ng 5th Circuit that ruled ngayong buwan lang na to, October 5th, that the immigration program ni President Obama created by President Obama was considered unlawful. Right? So in fact, Kuya Johan, it's a 3 administration. This is the 3rd administration of DACA. It was actually implemented nung panahon pa ni President Obama in 2012, right, giving a lawful status or legal status ang mga dreamers na tawag, young children who came here before they were 16 years old and established physical presence for 5 years, went to school and has no serious criminal conviction. So binibigyan sila, Kuya, dinidefer yung kanilang removal. Yun yung purpose ng DACA. They defer the removal, at the same time, they're given 2 years increment of work authorization. Right? So ano yun? So anong ibig sabihin yun? Since it was ended ng 5th Circuit Court, during Obama time, maraming mga lawsuits yan, di ba? Rather, during President Trump's time, maraming lawsuit and maraming decisions denying or saying that the program was unlawful. But, may Supreme Court decision also na saying na this is lawful. Then bumalik ulit sa 5th Circuit for whatever reason, right? Kasi maraming mga parts ng tawag nito ng program, Kuya Johan, may mga amendment kasi yan o may mga sumunod na mga tawag nito mga regulations. So every time na mayroong regulations na ini-implement or pinapasa, yun kinu-question nila. So ngayon, Kuya Johan, currently yung mga nakapag-file dati, right, and they're still renewing their DACA every 2 years with work authorization, hindi to affected. So they're still allowed to renew the work permit. Ang hindi ang work permit and DACA. Ang hindi allowed, Kuya Johan, ay yung mga bago, right? Yung mga new applicants, halimbawa, they were very young when they came here, right? At saka hindi ka pa eligible mag-file kasi wala ka pang required age to file. So ngayon, they are now the required age. So ngayon lang dapat sila magpa-file. Now, in that situation, Kuya Johan, hindi pa po pwede. So what does that mean is, as we mentioned, yung mga dreamers na mayroong DACA, pwede pa rin silang mag-renew. They are still protected. Pero dahil sa decision na to, Kuya Johan, ang USCIS will not be accepting new applications, right, from those who have not already been granted. So ngayon, marami pa rin mga kababayan natin under DACA na hindi pa rin certain ang kanilang status. That's why it's really important, mga kababayan, kung kayo po ay nasa DACA or may mga anak kayo or may kaibigan, kamag-anak under DACA, is to consult an immigration attorney and discuss what are the other options. Kasi hindi natin alam, malapit na naman ang election. So depende kung sinong administration natin, kung ano ang, kung anong political party ng administration, right, whether they are immigration friendly or they are not. So make sure that don't rely on DACA alone, because as of now, it's very uncertain whether they would be able to continue renewing their DACA or any laws that would allow them to finally get their green card. Wala pa.
Okay, so ilang taon na rin natin inaabangan ito tulad ng nasabi nyo, pabago-bago nga, attorney. Now, for our kababayans who might have questions about their particular case, can they reach out to you, attorney, for on how this decision affects them?
Correct, Kuya Johan. Yeah, we are open, our offices in San Francisco, in Los Angeles. We have office also in Walnut Creek, Manila, and in Makati actually, and in China. So we are here to give you legal advice. You can reach us through telephone, by Zoom, in person. Just let us know in advance. But we have a consultation fee of $100, Kuya Johan, which will be credited towards their contract if they decide to sign up. And also, once you mention that you heard us from PHLV Radio, we'll give you a discount, if you have a case. Now, ang aming mga partners, Kuya Johan, all the 6 partners of my firm are specialists in immigration, certified immigration law specialists. Our senior attorneys and support staff and other attorneys are also very professional to handle your case. So it will be assigned to a case team, yung case po ninyo, consisting of the paralegal in the US, the lawyer. You can also reach us, the partners, if you have questions, right, other further questions. But I guarantee you that whoever handles your case at Reeves Immigration Law Group, Kuya Johan, it will be well taken care of. Plus, if you have if your case is being handled in the Philippines, yung aming Makati staff would assist you as part of our service sa mga kababayan natin.
All right, that's amazing. You're all over the place, and tulad ng nasabi po mga kaibigan ni attorney, meron po silang bagong branch sa Walnut Creek dyan sa California. So mangyari lamang pong pasyalan yan, at kung hindi naman ay pasyalan ng kanilang bagong opisina sa mga susunod na linggo. Bagong-bago and fresh ang kanilang opisina dyan pa rin sa San Francisco, California. At medyo magpapaalam tayo dyan sa background mo na yan, attorney. Ilang taon din kayong nandyan sa building na yan, attorney?
It's 5 years, Kuya Johan. In fact, our San Francisco office has been open for 20 years na, Kuya Johan. You can just imagine that I'm one of the pioneers. Actually, hindi ako yung pinakauna. I started as a filing clerk and as a receptionist and paralegal of my firm. Right? It's been 20 years. Ang bilis ng panahon. Parang saan ba napunta ang panahon? Right? So we started also in California along California Street 580. Then we moved to 388 Market Street, which is more kind of European contemporary office. It's a bigger office where, it's overlooking the bay. But this is also a very modern office. The 88 Kearny Street, right? It's still along the financial district, but we're moving to, nicer office at at 425 California State. 20 years, Kuya Johan,
Wow.
that we are serving the Northern California, including Nevada, right? Aming opisina dito sa San Francisco.
Wow. And again, congratulations to the new office and sana makapasyal kami dyan sa pagka dumaan yung cable car, bababa kami sa tapat ng building.
You're always welcome, Kuya Johan.
Again, Attorney, maraming salamat again for giving us updates and giving us pointers regarding our topic today, mga kaibigan. Kung na-late po kayo sa episode natin na pinag-usapan natin is, when can you bring your immigration case to federal court? And we gave you some DACA updates na bagong-bago na information. Mga kaibigan na nagagaling po dito sa Las Vegas, Nevada. Ito po si Kuya Yo para sa ating immigration law on your side. And next episode, we will be joined by another partner at Reeves Immigration Law Group, Attorney Welch. Ano po, Attorney?
That's correct, Kuya Johan. Attorney Eric Wells of our Pasadena office.
Wonderful, from Pasadena. And we will see you in future episodes, Attorney. Mga kaibigan, ito po si Kuya Yo from PHLV Radio in Las Vegas. Hanggang sa susunod po na Immigration Law on Your Side dito po sa PHLV Radio. We'll see you next time.
Reeves Immigration Law Group has just brought you Immigration Law on Your Side. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific on PHLV Radio.